Colton, hello, welcome to the class. Wow, it seems like we just finished, doesn't it? All right, so you should feel right at home here, Colton. We got a few students here from our previous typography class, so it's basic continuation, right? So great, great. Let's go ahead and take a look at your work, Colton. I've got your work up right here now. There's some few things that are missing in few requirements that are missing that I'd like you to address for Sunday's submission. So first, I think that it's really important to go through the assignment. Okay, week one, project one, poster begin page. So take a look at the deliverables. Take a look at this process. Okay, so we have research and we've got rough sketches. And you can see in the research, it describes exactly, you want to start broad with three topics for consideration. Right now, you've only got one, and it's the nightclub, right? So you need three. Read this paragraph right here, research. This will describe exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for ideas for three different topics for a poster. Then we'll narrow it down from there. So right now, you've got several iterations of the same idea, of the same topic for the poster. So you want to include not only for the nightclub, but you want to include two others as well. And then also in the written rationale, you want to define your target audience. It's really, really important to define your target audience in any graphic design project. It's actually of critical importance. So define and state your target audience and develop your content to communicate the specific message to that audience. So, and I've said this several times. It seems like a lot of students are kind of skipping this step, defining the target audience. And I just kind of want to lay this out right now, the importance of the target audience, because a lot of graphic design, and actually any graphic design project, is only as successful as its ability to communicate with that target audience. And of course, one of the examples I like to use is you're going to communicate to a seventh grader much, much differently than you're going to communicate to a full-grown adult or even somebody older. You're going to communicate, and that's just, I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's obvious, right? So we want to define the target audience so that we can determine if we're correctly communicating with that target. So an example would be if our target audience is executives 55 or older, in between 55 and 65, female executives between 55 and 65, professional. You're not going to communicate to them with primary colors and basic shapes, right? That's something that we would use more for seventh or sixth graders, right? So it's really, really important to define your target audience to a very high degree. Okay, sketches look great. One of the things you want to do in your sketches, and you did mention this in your writing, but you definitely want to indicate whether you're going to use serif or sans serif in your typography. And if you can't, specifically indicate that through sketching, I get that. Just go ahead and label it. Point an arrow right there, bring us over here, say sans serif typeface, possibly, whatever. You see what I'm saying? And then as such, now the typography has got to be in place here for Sunday's submission. Okay, so you've got to get your type in place. So this would be one. Choose one of these three for your example for the nightclub, and then come up with two other ideas. Be sure your typography is in place, label the sketches, make sure you have three ideas, and define your target audience to a very high degree. Okay, and that's what I would like to see for your final submission. And then at that point, we'll determine which would be the most feasible way to move forward in the project. Okay, so at this point, just as this is kind of a refresher from last class, Colton, but of course, let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. I'll be glad to address anything that I've mentioned here in the last 4 minutes or so. All right, great, Colton. Thank you very much, and welcome to class.